Welcome to the Pickleballers podcast delivered by DoorDash. Today on Pickleballers, we have Parenteau and Athena Trouillot. Catherine has over 140 medals on the PPA tour, and beside her is the brains to the operation. And together, you guys have created this just dominant force in pickleball.
Simone Jardim was our coach, and she's like, Catherine, why don't you come try pickleball? And I looked at her and I was like, what is pickleball? Like, what kind of name is that? Like, why would I try that sport?
Catherine's on another level. Like when she's not competing, she doesn't know what to do with herself.
How does that work being married, but also having to deal with that coach-player relationship?
It's something we're learning. It is challenging. I'm not going to say it was always easy playing with Annie. It was not, a lot of pressure for sure. When she told me she was ready to move on and try something different, of course, like it hurt me, but I understood.
So I'm going to ask another personal question. Like, what was that like?
I would say...
All right, today on Pickleballers, we have Parenteau and Athena Trouillot. Catherine has over 140 medals on the PPA tour, and beside her is the brains to the operation, Athena, an amazing coach, amazing player as well. And together, you guys have created this just dominant force in pickleball. Thanks for being here, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
It's I feel like it's full circle. When the kitchen started, y'all were two of the first people that I reached out to, and we created a partnership, and no one really knew what that was. I still don't know what it was, but you guys said yes, and I appreciate that, and it really legitimized kind of what we were doing. And Athena and I feel like we've had some content discussions, even some battles back in the day, and just I love how fiercely protective you've been of Catherine and just how much you champion her, and I'm really excited to have you on.
So, Catherine, I'll start with you, but we always ask people kind of how they got here. I know you grew up in Canada. Take me back to the early days and what it was like growing up there.
Yeah, I was born in Montreal, Canada. I have a little brother. He's 7 years younger than me.
Wow.
So I played a lot of sports, played baseball growing up. We went to ski mountains, super close to my house, like an hour away. So I would go there and ski a lot.
Are you a good skier?
Decent,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
And of course, played a lot of tennis. I started at the age of 4. Grew up playing tennis like from 4 to 16
Were
in
your
Canada.
parents tennis players as well, or how'd you kind of get into tennis?
A little bit. My mom used to kind of just play with my cousin maybe once a week, and I would just go with her. And I just kind of I like picking the balls up for her, for them, and just kind of fell in love with the sport. And I guess I requested my mom to go and have some tennis classes. And she signed me up for some tennis lessons. I loved it. So that was at the age of 4 or 5. And fast forward to 2011, I went to the University of Arkansas 1 year on a full scholarship. And then I transferred at Michigan State, where actually Simone Jardim was our coach, both of our coach, there for 3 years.
It's so wild.
It's crazy. Yeah, one of the best in the world in pickleball. And but back then she was our head coach at Michigan State.
Did she play pickleball at all back then?
Not until our last year, right? Was it? Or your last year as a senior?
She had started playing pickleball. I mean, back then, define playing pickleball. Like she was playing like indoor at a club with like a members league, like Wednesday nights. It was like in a bubble. It was a tennis court with pickleball lines. Yeah. And they had like four to six taped courts, maybe something like that.
Temporary nets. It was super cool playing with like all ages. I mean, mostly older.
Seniors.
Senior, players. And
so she had started doing that. I think you might have been a junior when she started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because after I was done, once my senior year was done, I still had a year left academic-wise. And I kind of got super sad because I couldn't compete anymore. I was kind of part of the team, helping out the team. I would go, and Athena was still on the team for 1 more year, or 2 more years.
2 more years.
2 more years. So I would go to the practices, just hit around with the girls, but I couldn't compete. And once their season started, that's really when it hit me. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? I don't have tennis anymore. I'm not playing tennis.
What was your major?
And it was psychology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, oh, maybe I'll be a sports psychologist just to stay in sports, do something with sports. So yeah, I just was super sad. And Simone, one day, I remember we were traveling to one of the closest university, maybe University of Michigan. We were on our way back to Michigan State, and she's like, Catherine, why don't you come try pickleball? And I looked at her and I was like, what is pickleball? Like, what kind of name is that? Like, why would I try that sport? And so I didn't give it a try the first time she asked me, but then she asked me again maybe 3 weeks later. And I was like, okay, I'll come try it. So
was she competing at this time?
No, she had just like kind of started playing.
I mean, she might have been competing in like local indoor Michigan events.
Do you think there was an agenda there to get you into pickleball? Because y'all played together for a while, right?
A little bit. We played a couple
It was
tournaments,
much
maybe?
later though.
Oh, really?
Much later,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
She first played exclusively with Corinne.
But she got me into it. I went that one night to play in the league. I remember being confused with the score, but it was a blast. Like I just really got hooked to it. I remember I just got a membership at country club.
The MAC.
It's not a country club. It's a
MAC.
club. Yeah.
Yeah, a
At the
club, yeah.
MAC
Indoor
in,
club.
right off the campus in East Lansing, and it was a pretty expensive back then. Like thinking about it, it was a pretty expensive
We
membership.
were broke college students.
Yeah, like almost like $100 per month, which was a lot back then. And
It's like, Catherine, you're going to spend $180 a month for this membership.
crazy.
Are you serious?
And it was just pickleball?
it was you could do like everything.
But was that
like
the main reason?
it was the main
Wow.
reason, definitely, because it snows there, so
Yeah.
you cannot play outside.
True.
So I had to find an indoor place where I could play pickleball, and back then there were not that many pickleball clubs.
How many players were there?
Actually, a decent amount.
Really?
They had
Yeah.
a good group there.
And so what
they
year
had
was this?
Joey was playing there.
Farias?
Yep.
Corinne was
Carr.
back in Michigan at
Oh,
that
wow.
point.
Simone.
Ralph was there.
Oh yeah. What was his last name? Oh my gosh.
I can't
You remember Ralph?
Corinne was married to him.
Really?
Yeah.
Before Stone? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was married before Stone. Mm-hmm. So Michigan was kind of like a breeding ground for pickleball.
A lot of
early.
Andrea was not there.
But she was.
She had just started,
Coop?
maybe.
Sometimes she would
Coop.
drive. She would drive to
Where'd she
Lansing.
go to school? She went to
UCLA.
State?
She went to UCLA,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
And what level were people? Like 5'0"?
3'5", 4'0",
Three-
4'5".
really?
Yeah.
I feel like it's
when
hard to
you-
say though, because I would say paddle technology, like everything was probably a lot slower, so it was probably like everyone looked a lot worse than they probably were, right? Like,
But I mean, Andre said he came in at like a 5'5".
Yeah.
5'0", 5'5". And so Simone
this-
was like a 3'5" at one point?
No, she was definitely more like, probably more like 4'5".
4'5", yeah. I mean,
But I
but we're
think the
talking,
people-
this is like
10
2015.
Wow.
Like, this is like
10
a
years
long
ago.
time ago.
way before Andre.
The other like,
There was no such thing
Well,
as
Andre's
5'5" back
2017.
then.
But
yeah. We were playing with 3'5" for sure, I think.
I mean,
Some
if you
4'0s.
compared to now, yeah.
Definitely.
Wow.
But you weren't like I'm gonna do this as a career. It was just
No.
like something for fun.
Exactly. I just loved it. It was just like, okay, I go to school. Instead of like playing tennis, now I'm going to go play pickleball. And I would tell Athena, like, I'll be back in 2 hours. And then she would get upset with me because I would just not show up
Like 4 or
at
5
the
hours?
apartment, 4 or 5 hours later. I was like, sorry, I just had to play one more game.
I've
She's
been
like,
there.
how many more games did you really play? And I was like, probably 4 or 5 more.
The 5-hour sessions, I used to do those. Those were the best.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't want to leave.
Yeah, especially in the beginning. Like
Yeah.
that's when you're hooked.
How good at tennis were you?
Top 5 in Canada.
Okay.
And then once I got to school, University of Arkansas, they were maybe top 25. I had a rough experience there. My head coach was, how could you say that? Like,
Wasn't the nicest.
yeah, it wasn't not the nicest. I didn't really know how to speak the language, English. I only knew French. Luckily, I had some teammates that were French Canadians, so I got away with a lot of things there.
Yeah.
But my head coach was very tough with me. He was very, let's just say I gained the, what do you call it, freshman 15. I got the freshman 15. Being away from my family. I was pretty homesick,
And the coach was like ridiculing you?
yeah, I would go on the scale like every week. He would check, he would text me at the team table and just say, Catherine, did you really order pasta? Like, why didn't you
Really?
order something a little lighter?
Crazy.
So really kind of verbally abusing, a little
Yeah.
bit abusive. So that was really tough. But once I moved, or I guess, I was going to say traded, but
Traded.
transferred at Michigan State. There was a much better experience, definitely. And I played 3, 4, 5 in the lineup. Had a
Your
pretty
first
good,
couple years, I think you played 1 to 3, and then your last couple years, maybe 4.
as we got better
3,
as
4.
a team, yeah.
This is Pickleballers delivered by DoorDash. We are giving away 10 $100 gift cards to 10 people who comment their favorite part of this podcast below.
And so, Athena, you were at Michigan State. And where did you grow up?
So I was born in New York.
Okay.
I lived there for the first 2 years of my life, and then I moved to Miami.
Okay.
My family is from Haiti.
Nice.
And originally when we were living in New York, it was just kind of difficult to commute to Haiti or have our family come from Haiti and like get to New York. So my dad got transferred, same job, but to Miami, and then that was just an hour and a half flight. So it was just really quick.
So you spent a lot of time in Haiti.
I didn't spend a lot of, well, I would sometimes spend summers in Haiti when I was little, but I have a lot of family in Haiti. And so either they would, come visit us in Miami or we would go visit them in Haiti. So it was just nice to have like that short flight to be able to get back and forth.
I went to Haiti after the earthquake to volunteer, and I loved Haiti. I thought the people were amazing.
Yeah,
especially given what they just went through. They had very little, and they were so kind, and big fan of Haiti.
I agree. I think they're really great people, definitely very resilient. They have been through a lot. Obviously, the situation's still not great. Like, my sister, currently lives there.
Oh, wow.
I have an aunt and some great aunts and some grandparents still there. They just, kind of know how to live there, you know what I'm saying? But obviously, it's not an ideal situation. But yeah, I grew up in Miami. I grew up playing tennis. Obviously, I started playing tennis around 4. And I was really good at it. And I wouldn't say that I loved it, but I was just talented and athletic, and I was just really good at it. So I kept playing. And eventually I was able to get a scholarship to play at Michigan State. And when I was a freshman there, Catherine was a junior. So she was 2 years older than me in school, even though technically she was a year older than me in age, because she went to college early at 16. So yeah, once we got to school, it was kind of funny because we weren't particularly friends. I wouldn't say we were not friends, but I was closer to other girls on the team, and Catherine was closer to different girls on the team. And so January hits, and Simone, our assistant coach, his name was Tyler, and they were like, "Oh, you guys are going to play doubles together." And we were like, I was like, "Oh, I don't want to play with Catherine." And then Catherine in a separate
was
meeting.
it like you didn't like her or?
I wouldn't say I didn't like her, but I think I just wanted to play with somebody else.
Okay. Just one of your friends or something?
Yeah, I was closer to other girls on the team. And I was just I don't want to play with her. And this is separate meetings. And then Catherine, in her meeting with Simone and Tyler, said, "I don't want to play with Athena." And they were like, "You guys are playing together or you're out of the lineup." And I was like, "Oh, so I guess we're playing together." So we ended up playing together. And doubles partners, when we would travel, room together. So we were forced to spend a lot of time together. And then I started spending time with her, and I was like, "Oh, she's actually not as bad as I thought. She's kind of cool." And then we became best friends. And that must have been... Yeah, by end of that year, we ended up having one of the best records in the Big Ten as a doubles team. We were 8-3, which at the time was pretty good. And then that summer, she came, met my family in Miami, and so we were just we became really good friends my first year. So that must, end of your junior year, and then your senior year started.
That's awesome. I think that's really funny, actually, how you kind of, from surface level, didn't know each other as well, and you're like, I don't think we'd be friends. And then literally, throw them in a room together, make them spend a little time together, and it's all of a sudden you get to know the other person.
It's kind of funny.
And so what were you guys playing in the lineup when you had this doubles run?
3.
Okay.
Yeah, Catherine, she probably wouldn't say it, but she was a better tennis player than I was. She had a shoulder injury that was really bad, and so it kind of killed her serve, which was a big part of her game. So I think that's kind of when she dropped in the lineup, because she kind of lost her serve, and then it was hard to hit really big forehands too, because she was playing in a lot of pain. That was actually one of the reasons that pickleball worked for her, was because she could do it because there was no overhead serve.
Yeah. Andre actually had a similar story, because I think tennis, especially with the serve, people are serving so hard and it's so much repetition, similar to if you're a pitcher in baseball.
I don't know how every single tennis player does not have shoulder issues.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Do they get Tommy John? Well, I guess that's more not shoulder, but
you get rotator cuff tears and certain things. Andre was telling us he had a subscapular tear.
It's crazy.
In my case, it was And I think it's still there. I would have to like probably get an MRI to double check, but 2 bones are not fused, so they kept like rubbing together. So it was like would get like super swollen. It was very uncomfortable serving. But now in pickleball, since it's like underarm or underhand serve, I don't feel it. So it's great.
I think it's way better on the body, like as a whole. Like I had 2 hip surgeries in college, and tennis was just becoming something that I just wasn't able to do anymore.
I've had hernia surgeries. Yeah, too.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm going to ask the question: who asked who out first?
Oh, jeez.
That's a good
Go
one.
ahead. Yeah, she's the best.
And so this was your freshman year, your junior year. When were you like, okay, like we're best friends, but I kind of like her?
So the whole season we were friends, and then summer hit, and then the following season, actually, Catherine started dating a football player.
And this is this is at State.
This is at Michigan State, yeah.
Michigan State.
She started dating a football player, and he was a really nice guy. Like he would, we lived with like 2 other girls on the team, and he would come and like bring us coffees in the morning, like before class, and like would come and like cook us dinner at night for like the 4 of us. Like really nice guy.
Was he good? Football player?
He was decent.
Yeah, I think it was decent.
Never made it to the NFL?
No.
Okay.
No, he might be a coach now. Just
Yeah,
like
he's coaching some of a college team.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she started dating this guy, and like I was really happy for her. And then all of a sudden, like she would go on dates with him all the time, and like it started bothering me. And I was like, that's kind of weird. Like I should be happy for her. Like it's kind of like bothering me. And then,
more than like, I don't get as much time with my friend. It was starting to be like,
to be honest, I didn't really know what I was feeling. I just knew that it bothered me, and I didn't know if it was like, because I miss spending time with her, or like I'm bothered she's going on a date with somebody else. I don't know. So yeah, all of a sudden, like November, December, so this is my sophomore year, Catherine's senior year. She's like, I don't like this guy. I'm like, why? I'm like, he's super nice. Like what don't you like about it? She's like, I can't explain it, but I just don't like this guy. And she was like avoiding him. And like winter break comes, and like she ended up having a conversation with him in January and was like, look, like this is just not working. Like I don't want to see you anymore. And at this time throughout this, like we're best friends. And she like had a conversation with him in the car, came up into our like townhome apartment or whatever. And she was so happy. And I was like, how are you not sad right now? Like you just broke up with this guy you've been seeing for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 months. And like, you seem really happy. She's like, oh, I'm just so relieved. I'm like, okay, that's pretty interesting. So then that night we like stayed up pretty late, just like talking. And Catherine tried to kiss me. And I was shocked.
Catherine, is this story accurate?
It's true. Unfortunately.
And you were like...
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I pulled back.
Yeah. So
I was like, what are you doing? And then she just like shut down and like stopped talking to me. And I was like, I just want to talk about this. Like, I'm just confused. Like, I don't know, like,
what's going on here?
Like, I just want to have like a conversation about this. And she just would not say a word. And we had classes that morning together, like wouldn't talk to me. Finally, later in the afternoon, she was like, well, I just can't believe like you pulled away. Like, you know, you're like, you didn't want me to do that. And I was like, well, I didn't say that. It's just that we had never talked about this. And I was just like thrown off
guard,
and like, I just kind of wanted to talk about like what was going on. And she was like, oh, so like you didn't mind? I was like, well, like, you know, Catherine was my first kiss, like ever.
Oh, wow.
And I was 19.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah, Catherine was my first kiss. And like, I literally like, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I was like, I just had never been through this before.
Chill.
And I was like, can we just like talk about this? And I was like, yeah, like, you know, I've never done this before. I you know, maybe you could teach me. That's what I said. And then just one thing led to another. And like, we never really went through the like who asked who out phase. It just kind of started like that.
Wow.
And
now you guys are married.
I know. Isn't that
Has this
crazy?
story ever been shared publicly?
Maybe
I
not
don't
publicly.
think
but
so. Some players on tour probably know it. But yeah, that's pretty much how it started. And then
so you've been dating for 9 years, 10 years?
We've been dating for almost 11 years. It'll be 11 years in February.
It's awesome.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're wondering what this hat is that I'm always wearing, it's a pickleballer hat. And guess what? You can get your own too. Click the link down below to get access to the limited drop for this pickleballer hat. Now you guys are together. She starts playing pickleball, but you also played pickleball as well, right?
Yeah, so So she started playing pickleball her 5th year at Michigan State, and I was a junior. So I was still playing tennis, so I didn't have time to do anything else because I was a student and I was playing tennis. And so Catherine started traveling. Like in 2016, she played at the U.S. Open. Who did you play with? Joey? No, Brian Ashworth. You played with Brian Ashworth.
And then my women's doubles partner was Christine Baxdale.
So she went down to U.S. Open, and that's like when she was like...
She was probably like
you
in
probably
her
met her.
40s when I played with her.
Maybe something around that.
Yeah.
She worked for Head for a little while.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So she played that, and she was like hooked and wanted to do it nonstop. And then my senior year is when Simone left Michigan State, moved to Naples, and started running East Naples. So she started running the program there, and I had a different coach my senior year. And then when I graduated, Catherine, at the time, Simone was playing with Corinne. Sarah Ansbury was playing with Christine McGrath. And Lucy and Irina were playing together?
Yes, yep. Or, no, that was another team.
I don't remember who the other team was.
But maybe it was Lucy and Irina, because I think Lucy started a year later, no?
Maybe.
Or around the same year.
Maybe
around the same year.
Like I graduated 2017, so I think Lucy was playing. So Catherine was kind of like the odd one out because they played all the tournaments together, TOC, US Open, and the Nationals. And then Catherine like didn't have like a player that like had played tennis before, kind of like Simone and like her and Lucy, all these players. She was like, I need you to play pickleball. I was like, oh, like I'm done with tennis. Like I'm happy. Like I don't really want to compete anymore. Like I'm good. And she's like, no, you're not listening to me. Like I need a partner, so you're going to play. And I was like, oh, got it.
It was like the coach saying that you're going to be doubles partners.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was like, you play tennis, like you'll be good at this quick. And like, I need a partner because I need to perform better. And I was like, I guess I'll try playing. But like I had no desire to play. And then we started playing together and I got pretty good and I got sponsored and like all this stuff. And then we started arguing like nonstop on the court because like, I mean, obviously you guys know you watch her play every weekend, but like she's very serious about about winning and performing and all this stuff. And I'm just like the complete opposite. Like I'm like have fun, like laid back. Like, oh yeah, so I'm just like.
I actually would not. If someone said describe Catherine's kind of demeanor on the court, I would not say like overly not. I mean, you're a warrior, but I don't get that vibe that you're like tough on your partners.
I would say with
I think
the
it
people
was
that
particular to me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
People I'm really comfortable with.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a little tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'd miss a ball and she's like, are you serious? I'm like, Catherine, I'm going to miss a ball. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, I'm not going to make all of them.
Yeah.
And like we would lose and she would get mad and I was like, this is bad. Like, and I couldn't just stop playing at this time because I had committed to like a sponsor. So I was like, look, you get your own partner. Like, I'll get my own partner. Let's just play separately and try it and see what happens. And then we started playing against each other in both events. Ooh. So we would play each other in mixed and then play each other in women's. And then I stared beating her and then it was really bad.
I remember that one time she played with Vivian David.
Oh, yeah, I played with Vivian David.
I was playing with Callie Smith.
This was the year her and Callie beat Simone and Lucy in the final of the US Open.
What year was
probably,
this?
21.
4 years ago.
Do you remember the tournament?
I was there.
Do you remember the tournament that Vivian David's dad had a couple years in a row in Punta Gorda?
Yeah.
At that tournament, where
We
it was
were
like
first
pool
seed.
play.
But wait, that was in the States?
Yeah.
Wait, what was it? What was it called again?
Punta World Championship.
Oh yeah,
or something like that.
World Championship, something like that.
What happened to him? Is he still around?
I don't know.
I haven't heard.
Do they still have that store in Naples?
I don't know. Do you know Vivian David's dad?
No.
He was an interesting character. I mean, I used to talk to him a ton, and he'd want me to promote stuff, and
yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, so he ran this tournament, and we were in the same pool, and Vivian David and I beat Catherine and Callie, and she almost didn't get out of her pool.
By 2 points. It was like crazy. Like a tie.
And if she didn't get out of the pool, I was going to be in huge trouble. Like, I was going to be in huge trouble. So then I was like, okay, like, this is way too much. Like, we're arguing and stuff. I was like, I didn't even want to play in the first place. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm not playing anymore.
So you weren't that into it?
No, I wasn't into it, like, I mean, it's fun. Like, I'll play, but, like, for fun. Like, I don't want to compete. Yeah. Like, that's just never, like, even with tennis, I was never passionate about competing. I did it because I was good at it, and I just kept playing.
Yeah.
But, like, Catherine's on another level. Like, when she's not competing, she doesn't know what to do with herself. Like, she's just, like, is like loves competing. It's like we'll tell people that like we re-signed with the PPA and signed like a 5-year deal, and they're like, "What? You're gonna do this for 5 more years?" I'm like, "She loves it. She'd do it for 10." She just like loves playing.
That's actually really interesting because I know people were talking about 5 more years is a lot to commit to, but so you really don't know what to do other than compete. Like it's just part of you. It's part of your daily life. Are you like this in practice too? I mean, we've never really practiced together, but is it just like every day you wake up and you're like, I want to play pickleball, I want to compete, I want to train?
Yeah, most of the days for sure. Like if we come back from a tournament, even if I play for like 7 days in a row, in a progressive draw, I still, like my day off is still like, I have a hard time putting my paddle away or like
where does that stem from?
Honestly, it's just probably like I grew up playing so many sports, and I just love the sport. I just love pickleball, and I just love competing. And honestly, like I don't know if I didn't play pickleball, I don't know what I would do. Like I've been kind of complaining lately to Athena. I'm like, whenever I'm not playing in a tournament, like, and I'm practicing, I spend a lot of time practicing and doing like recovery stuff. I go in the gym and stuff. I don't know. Like whenever I have a 4 or 5 hour window, I'm like, okay, now what should I do? Like, should I go and do a second practice? And she's like, okay, that's too much. So I'm like, almost to the point that like, I'm like, okay, should I apply for like a part-time job? Because then I look at like the call models, it's pretty awesome what they're doing. They're like, they're winning. They have a full-time job. It's great. I mean, just seeing them like doing so well and being so successful, I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I should do something like that too. And it would kind of help being distracted from pickleball in a way too at the same time. Because sometimes I feel like I'm too in it. Like I'm too much into it.
Question. Y'all can tell me to shut up. Y'all want kids?
Yes.
You do want kids. Well, that'll be a different, that'll take a lot of your time.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Maybe once you're done playing, that's when the time is to have the kids. And yeah.
So Catherine's 31, I'm 30. I'm thinking probably around like 35 maybe we'll have kids.
So 5 more years.
Yeah.
Boom.
I love it.
Just planned it out.
5 more years.
Yeah. So obviously you've had a lot of success, over 140 medals, which is insane. I have 2, by the way.
Nice. Let's go.
Yeah, 240.
Singles, right?
I'm on my way. Singles, yeah.
Nice.
Singles. When did you know you were going to be one of the top players? Like, how did this stem from just being a very, pickleball's competition? It's something for me to get my competitive juices flowing to this is going to be my career. When did that kind of switch change?
I remember when I first, started playing, it was a hobby, like I said. And then there were like little tournaments, Williamston. I don't even know if that's a city, right? Near East Lansing. It was a 30-minute drive, and I would go and compete against guys in singles because there was not enough ladies to compete against in the singles draw. So I just started by doing that, and then little by little, they started adding prize money tournaments. I mean, we're talking like, 150 if you win gold, or like no more than 500. I really feel like it's when I would say I started traveling a little bit more for US Open, Nationals, and TOC, Tournament of Champions. They were the 3 main ones. And it was just a hobby. I was losing money every time I would travel, not making money, even if I was doing well in them. And at one point, I remember getting a PPA letter in our mailbox, or somebody from the PPA, Connor Pardo, reached out on Instagram, DM'd me, and he said, "Hey, Catherine, what's your mailing address?" And so I gave him my mailing address.
Did you know who he was?
Well, he briefly told me, like, in his description or the message, like, who he was and what he was trying to plan. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That would be amazing. And I remember getting a letter in the mail maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later. And it said, okay, Catherine, we're trying to, have this tour, PPA tour, and we're going to pay you, maybe it was $200 for an appearance fee. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay, now maybe... I'm not saying I'm going to make a living out of it yet, but okay, well, at least maybe I'll be even when I go and compete on the PPA tour. Maybe when I first got the letter, it was for 10, 12 tournaments.
No, I think it was like 8.
Yeah, 8 tournaments. And I competed in the first or 2 of the PPA tour when they first started. But that was in 2020 when COVID hit. So I really feel actually that COVID really helped the growth of our game. and really helped.
Of your game or of the game?
I think the game in general.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And also it helped with, I think, prize money, honestly, and everything. Because there's just so many eyeballs that started, like, it exploded. The sport really exploded. I felt like when COVID hit, we didn't travel for maybe a few months. But then once we started traveling again, we're like, okay, well, maybe like the prize money had gotten better. And we were like, oh, maybe we can make, a living out of it, but we still have to work on the side. I was still a full-time teacher or a coach at a country club in Naples, pickleball, and love my job. I would just probably do some teaching for like 4 or 5 times a week, and then go compete on the weekends on the PPA tour, because it was like not a progressive draw. It was just a normal, regular draw. So I would just have to show up from Friday to Sunday. And eventually it was just too hard to keep up. Being full-time, it was just too hard physically too, to just coach 6 to 8 hours a day and then go and compete on the weekend. And sponsorship also started appearing. Skechers reached out. I remember it was in my DMs as well. It was not like Skechers, the company, but it was somebody that worked under Skechers, and they reached out, and I was like, there's no way, that's a scam. And I got into, I replied, and then it led to, luckily, like, it was a big turning point for me, for my career, because that's when I was like, okay, well, maybe now I can spend more time actually playing, and like, instead of coaching and stuff, I can actually focus on practicing and getting better at pickleball. And that's kind of when I realized, well, maybe now I can do this for a full-time job, as a full-time job. And that was probably 2-3 years, 3-4 years ago. Yeah. And that's kind of when I realized, I'm like, oh, this is a real deal. Yeah, this is real.
And at what point was branding and like marketing, was that top of mind for y'all at this time? Because I remember when I reached out, like, we talked about it, we were like, oh, you got to post natively, not from the page. You remember this? Like, we had a bunch of conversations around like the way to post in the group, and I feel like y'all were one of the first ones that actually, I think I talked to you, and then Jay, and maybe Pat. Who? Yeah. And then I think DJ Young, but like no one, I didn't know what I was doing either. But I feel like y'all kind of had this thought around creating a brand. Would you say that's accurate? Yeah,
I think, we were one of the first ones to like create kind of like a logo for Catherine and for her brand. I think that was, it seemed small kind of back in the day, but it was really important to us just to kind of have like something that represented her brand, The social media thing, honestly, it started, the sister that I have that lives in Haiti. Like, we were posting so often that it was just too much for like us to handle. So I literally just started paying her like monthly to like just do it. I was like, come up with a caption, because she was just like very like social media savvy, because she just spends a lot of time on there. So I literally just started paying her, and I was like, you do it. And she did it for like 2-3 years, literally. Oh, wow. Like back when we started working with you, like she was the one running Catherine's Instagram, and a lot of people would ask me like, oh, like what agency runs your Instagram? And I was like, it's my sister. They're like, what?
So maybe I was talking to your sister.
It might have been, yeah.
Okay. Because when I brought it up, you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe. Yeah. It was either me or her, but probably most likely me. But yeah, she's literally the one that did it for years, and she still helps us with it to this day. But yeah, kind of having a brand and having something like that Catherine represents. We had our clinics that we were running for like a long time, so that was kind of under the umbrella too. Like, we were doing 25 a year, like before the tour got like this time consuming. Now with 25, 30 events a year, it's just impossible. We don't have time to teach. Like, we still get requests all the time, but it's just like not feasible. Like, I wish we could do more, honestly, because they were really fun when we did them. We even came up with like a logo for the camps business and everything, and like we just wanted to have like different facets of, again, the umbrella of like under like the brand. Now we have the YouTube channel, which was something we want to do for a long time. So yeah, it's something I would agree, like you said, is something that's always been really important to us, and obviously would be beneficial, as Catherine gets closer to retirement and as we move on to...
Well, we got 5 more years left.
I know.
Exactly.
Still a long time,
So at what point did y'all realize Catherine could be the best in the world? And like, you were the best in the world, and you're still one of the best in the world. like where was that inflection point where it went from being like, oh, I'm trying to find partners to, wow, I'm really good at this and I'm going to be dominant?
I think it was US Open.
Yeah, when I had that big win. Yeah, with Callie.
Yeah.
I think Lucy and Simone had been undefeated for like
2 years at
2
least.
years, and which was crazy. It was really hard to beat them. They were a great team. And Callie and I beat them. And then it became kind of easier, I guess, to get partners, good partners. And yeah, I would
at the
say
time, that was the biggest tournament in pickleball.
that was the biggest, yeah. So that was really huge for me. That's when kind of things turned around. Maybe like I remember Anna Leigh competed in the 4-5 level, right? With Stacey Townsend. Was
It
that
might
the
have been
same?
5-0.
Yeah, maybe 5-0.
It was either 4-5 or 5-0. Probably. I think Leigh probably played too.
Yeah.
Something, maybe.
Yeah, in the same tournament. Actually,
Yeah.
she played with Anna Leigh in the Open.
Oh, in that tournament she played
Yeah,
with Anna Leigh?
yeah,
Oh.
Because we beat
How were
them
they
in the
doing
semi.
like at this time?
They were like top
Winning?
3, I think.
They must have been in the bronze match
Yeah.
for sure.
I think they won that bronze.
Maybe they played Jessie Lindsay or
Lindsay,
something
yeah,
like that.
something like that. Yeah, they were very good. I would say like that whole year. That was what in 2022.
2021.
Were
2021.
people looking at Anna Leigh like, this girl's going to be insane
yet.
or no?
Not yet. That's crazy, right?
It was
Back
still
then?
at the time the best player in the world was Simone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was playing with Ben. She was the one triple crowning at every event.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Then I was the one for like maybe a few months.
I think you were one for about 6 months. And then when
I
things
feel like it was
changed.
longer than that. Because weren't you the number one woman chosen in the MLP draft?
Oh yeah, that was around that
Oh,
time.
yeah, that's true.
You were number
Right?
one.
Was that
I think you were the first
2021?
overall pick, right?
Yeah, that was the first. That was crazy.
Was that surprising to you?
Yes, I thought it was gonna be Anna Leigh back then.
It was definitely between you and Andy.
Yeah.
I remember watching
Yeah.
that draft and I was like, wow, that's a statement. But I think you were number one at that time. And you were battling Anna Leigh in singles a
Yes.
lot, right?
Yeah.
And
Crazy 5 games.
you guys were like, I think, didn't you have a winning record for a while?
Against AL?
Yeah.
Maybe like the first few times we played. But yeah,
I think
but then
that year, and then at the end of 2021, Simone got injured and thought she wasn't going to be able to play anymore. So that is when Ben asked Anna Leigh to play.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's kind of when things changed, because I think before that she must have been playing mixed with she played some with Tyson. She played
Deco.
some with Deco too.
1 or 2.
And then that's when she kind of started triple crowning. Was like 2022.
Crazy.
Was
That-
doubles always the main focus, or was singles still a big focus back then?
I would say singles was pretty big, meant a lot to me. Just because I felt like I was good at it kind of right away. But doubles obviously takes a little bit longer to get used to the doubles game. Tennis, if you compare it to tennis, it's just a lot easier to play singles if you compare it to doubles. But so I felt like singles was probably almost a priority because like I'm by myself. I know I don't have to rely on a partner or I don't have to look for a partner. So it meant a lot to me, and I felt like I was doing very well. And so I would say, yeah, singles was almost not a priority, but I was putting a lot of importance on it for sure.
Your first PPA title was a singles title.
Oh yeah,
Where was
Red
that? Was
Rock.
that at
Red Rock.
Red Rock?
I feel like that's how it goes for a lot of players. Like they do well in singles and then pick up the doubles,
Yes.
especially someone with a tennis background like you have.
Exactly.
Do you think your tennis background is shown a lot in your pickleball game? Because people would call you an OG of pickleball, or at least I think the newer age people would call you an OG. But you still have, like you have the pickleball technique down to perfection, but I feel like there's still it's very fluid, very tennis-y still the way you play, right?
Yeah, in doubles.
I could be wrong, but like even the way you hit your forehand, it feels like it doesn't feel like very mechanical. It's like very fluid, like a tennis player would be.
Yeah, I would say yes for sure. Maybe like the dinks, they're a little different. Like anything that's a little softer.
Yeah.
You just gotta be a little bit more like careful with the technique wise. But I would say it's super similar to tennis. But it took me like at least a year or two to learn the soft game.
I mean, your
part of it.
reset, like I've posted so many videos of you just displaying incredible defensive pickleball, is like I don't know. I don't know what my question is about your resets and your soft game, but I
It
feel
could be
like,
baseball.
Yeah, I
She
feel
was
like
a shortstop.
oh really?
Oh, really?
I feel like it really
getting
helps
low,
me. Yeah.
I mean,
Kinda
your
like-
defense is and your offense, but like so many of the videos I feel like I post are you just like getting back crazy balls with such touch, and it's phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think, it's definitely from my baseball background, just kind of lateral movement, kind of absorbing the ball or blocking the ball with your whole body. Kind of
Yeah.
reminds me a lot of pickleball and on the defense for sure.
There was a moment, and I think it was when you decided to play with Anna Leigh, where you're supposed to play with Elise.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one.
And are we open to discussing this?
Sure.
Yeah.
And so you're supposed to play nationals with Elise, and I think Elise is well loved. And I think you were like the first player publicly to take a lot of heat for dropping a partner and playing with Anna Leigh. And I just like did not love that because I've always, I don't know you super well, but you always seem so kind and like not malicious. And you get a chance to play with Anna Leigh Waters. Was that hard? Because I remember there was like a lot of like back and forth around it, and I think y'all came out with a statement. What was that like?
So,
You have to give the background, I guess. The background of like with Leigh and stuff.
Yeah, Anna Leigh and Leigh had been playing, together for
2 years.
2 or
at
3
least.
years, and Leigh was like, she kind of knew she was not on her way out.
She
but
got hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but before
She
she
got
got
hurt,
hurt,
but
she
before
was
then.
like, Anna Leigh and I were talking about like eventually being partners. We didn't think it was gonna happen that fast with the injury that happened at nationals.
But Leigh was always like very clear about like if it ever got to the point like I would never hold my daughter back kind of thing. Like she just always wanted to make sure that Anna Leigh had the best chance at success. And obviously Anna Leigh loved playing with her mom, and like you see she still plays like US Open with her mom because she loves it. But she never wanted to feel like she was like holding Anna Leigh back. And so she knew at some point it would happen. She didn't know when. And the plan was always for Anna Leigh to play with Catherine just because like we had known them for so long. We're so close. Like we were really good friends. And so that was like the plan. We had talked about that for like at least a year.
Yeah, so for that national, which was in 2021 or
2022.
I was just gonna go, and I don't know why I didn't have a women's doubles partner.
Yeah, you were not playing women's. You were playing mixed with Ben and
Mixed
singles.
with Ben and then singles, and I was like, I'm just not gonna play women's doubles.
So Elise was like a late.
Yeah, so it was like on a Tuesday. We were like
Of the
driving
tournament.
to the airport of the tournament.
Literally.
We're driving to the airport, and I'm like looking at the list of like the players, the partners, the
Because
partnerships.
Catherine's like, I
And-
really want to play women's
Yeah.
doubles. And I was like, why? I was like, I think
Because
it
she
might have
loves
been like,
competing and-
exactly.
yeah.
It was like 3 tournaments in a row or something. And I was like, Catherine, like, this is a lot of pickleball. Like, it might not be a bad thing. Like, just skip women. She's like, what am I supposed to do on Saturday? Like, I'm like, just
there and
take the
watch?
day off. Like,
Right, like rest.
No.
she's like, no, let me just look at the list and see who's available. And I'm like, oh, God.
I'm like, I go through the list, and then I think Megan and Elise were playing a bunch together.
That
And
year,
I think Megan was not going or something, or maybe she was
Megan
partnering
Fudge?
up.
Megan does
No,
not.
He's on,
Megan
yeah.
Design. Yeah, they were
And I
partners
was
for a while.
like,
Yeah.
oh, well, it looks like Elise is available. So I texted her, and she answered. She was like, oh, yeah, I would love to play that one with you. And that was like, we committed like Tuesday, right?
To play
Tuesday
Saturday, yeah.
To play on Saturday.
And then Anna Leigh like popped up the next day, right? Or like
So
No, on Friday,
okay,
Leigh was playing mixed and tore her ACL
Yeah.
that Friday
okay,
at Nationals.
okay. So it was like it happened very quickly, and Anna Leigh was like, "Do you want to play?" And then
Which I'm surprised there wasn't a rule against that, to be honest.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
I
who
mean,
did
there is
Elise
now,
played with
obviously.
someone, right?
Yeah, she did.
the tournament?
Yeah, I think she played the tournament.
Oh, with Megan. No? Or no?
Oh, maybe she played
She
with
was
Megan.
supposed to play with Megan, but
Oh
something
yeah,
happened
Megan
with the
said she
family.
wanted to leave or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah.
so how did that like? Did you talk to her and y'all? She was cool.
Who
Yeah,
Elise?
Athena
Yeah.
had a conversation because
Okay.
I was playing.
Did you remember
Mixed.
this at all? Or were you?
I that's it's funny you say that because I remember glimpses of it. And I think like social media stuff, but I wasn't really playing when this happened.
I feel like it was like
Mm.
one of the
Time.
first social media like
Was this
Oh, it was
things that
2022?
blew up, like
huge.
first
It's-
scandal, and I'm
yeah.
like,
Oh, it
it's
was
Catherine,
huge.
like. And I think it was kind of split. People were like, "Oh, you should never drop a partner," and then other people
Which,
were like,
which
"Dude,
literally
it's,
happens every tournament.
yeah."
It's-
I'm like, but it's Anna Leigh Waters, like, and Elise is an amazing player, and
Yeah.
she's so kind and like, and I think that was part of it. Like, had it been someone else, maybe it wouldn't have been that kind of, blow up. But I don't know. Sorry for bringing it up. But it's interesting that led into the partnership.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you guys continued on to play after that. First of all, how did you guys do in that tournament?
We won, but oh my gosh, we were down 2 games. It was the first 3 out of 5. And just to go back to that national story with Elise, like I remember the night before, Athena like stole my phone and she was like, "You're not allowed to go on Instagram or Facebook." And I was like, "Why?" Like I had no clue what was going on like on social media. And that day, the day of the 2 finals, because I was with Ben, right? That final,
Yeah.
a little later on, and then playing with Anna Leigh that morning. I remember they did the introductions, and I got some like people were like booing me, right? A little bit, and I was like,
This is an Indian Wells, so there were actually like a lot of people at this event.
For
I
like,
didn't even know pickleball was like popping at this time. I thought it was.
yeah,
This was
it was big.
Yeah,
It's still
this
like,
I feel like was like the rise. People were like very into the pro game and learning
Yeah.
the pros, and
Yeah.
and I was like, why are people like? I just didn't put 2 and 2
So you
together.
didn't
I had
even
no
know
clue.
what was going on.
No, I saw it after, like, which was really smart of Athena to just protect me and
Yeah.
make sure I could go out there and still be successful
Yeah.
or try, my hardest without getting super mental about whatever was happening off court. And so I had no clue what was going on. But I mean, I kind of knew when I stepped on the court and I was like, oh my gosh, people are actually like booing me. Like,
was that the
what's
first time
going
ever
on?
that you were booed?
Yeah, that was really hard.
First
but
and probably the only time.
Was there just a tremendous amount of pressure playing with Anna Leigh?
A little bit,
That first tournament,
definitely.
like, oh my god, if I don't
yes, we were down 2 games to nothing, came back
Who
and
were you
won.
playing?
We were playing Jessie and Anna Bright.
Oh yeah.
Jessie Irvin
win?
and
Was that like they were a new partnership as well, right?
yes, they were very good.
No, they
Very
were good.
Yeah, and we were able to win that in 5 games, and then that's kind of when we started the whole our partnership moving forward.
Which lasted for
2.5 years.
Yep.
it was
Yeah.
that long, and
Yeah.
and I mean y'all won a lot.
It was great, honestly. Like reflecting and thinking about how well we did. I mean, it's crazy with just the amount of girls now. I mean, that it's really tough to win.
Yeah.
You know,
It is. The field is so
the field is
deep.
like very deep now, and it was always. I'm not gonna say it was always easy playing with Anna Leigh. It was not. A lot of pressure for sure. But I loved. We had a really good relationship on and off the court, so that made it a lot easier for us. And I just had a blast for the past 2.5 years. And when she told me she was ready to move on and try something different, of course, like it hurt me, but I understood. And
So
Yeah.
I'm going to ask another personal question. Like, what was that like? How did it come to be? Did you see it coming? Were you?
I had been kind of telling my team, Athena too, like, oh, I feel like maybe there's something, maybe
It
that's going
felt
to happen.
different?
Didn't feel very different. Sometimes I would just start, it's kind of me kind of being a little, how do you say that, like overthinking a little bit.
Like
And
anxious because
it was not as easy, winning, Anna Bright and Rachel Haku was that, the girlies against us,
Yeah.
almost like every Sunday. And it was a very tough battle. It was very hard. And also in the semifinal, we would play like Tyra and Elise, which they were very good. One game was super close against them.
What was the record versus the girlies? I feel like y'all still won most of them, right?
We lost 3 times or to them.
3 times.
And you
So
won.
maybe it was like 8-3, 9-3,
No, it was more than that.
10-3.
And so you think Anna Leigh at this point saw Anna's game and was like, that suits my game better for this time and place. And
Well, I think 2.5 years. Like, you guys won so much, but if you think about it, like 2.5 years is a long time to play with
It
someone.
is.
in,
Yeah.
in a
Whether you're
sport that was
winning,
only
obviously you got to be winning a lot to play 2.5 years. But like, I mean, it's about. I feel like over time, like it's good to try other stuff, right?
For sure.
unless you're playing with the best player in the world, like you're like, oh, I'll stick with this.
Yeah, but at the same time, her and Leigh were winning as well, right? And they split up. I think it's probably it's healthy, but yeah, I mean it's got to have had hurt a little bit because you guys came off some losses as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we were, we lost maybe once. Yeah, in April, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And-
To Tyra in Georgia.
Yeah, Tyra in Georgia. And I don't know, I had a little bit of a feeling. And then I received a call and I was like, oh, this is weird. Like,
Was it Anna Leigh or was it Leigh?
it was Anna Leigh. And the call, I mean, it was it was fine.
Short.
Like she just short and sweet. And of course, like it was a little shock, but not so shocked at the same time. And then it's like, well, this gives me an opportunity to be me and go out there and I guess prove to myself what I can be without Anna Leigh in a way.
Mm-hmm. And so this was like fuel.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
It's honestly cool to see you guys across the net now. I have to bring up one moment that I thought was like one of the coolest moments in all of pickleball at MLP Dallas this year. It was the Mad Drops versus the New Jersey Fives. It's 2020 in the Dreambreaker, and you guys go out to play singles against each other. And I feel like people were still kind of fresh off like that news. I've never, in all the time I played pickleball, heard a crowd that loud. It was actually like...
Where was this at?
This was at Dallas at Pickleball Universe. Shout out Pickleball Universe, an amazing facility there.
Indoor, too.
Indoor. It was for the whole... I mean, Ben and Anna Leigh were playing against each other, too, but this was Catherine versus Anna Leigh at 2020 in the Dreambreaker. The whole stadium was filled, and it was the loud... Like, it was honestly... Like, it was like hurting my ears. It was so loud.
An eruption?
It was honestly one of the most incredible moments I've seen. How did you feel in that situation?
It was amazing.
Do you hear
it?
Like, were you?
Yeah,
okay.
Because the ref was waiting. Like the people were just
the people were so loud. The ref couldn't call the score.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, this is so cool. And like, mind you, I think she beat me like maybe 8 points.
That was not.
And like before I showed up to the 2020, but it didn't matter. Like people were like really. I felt like they were with me. It was amazing.
Who won?
Unfortunately, they did. I think it was a crazy point too. I think I ended up on the floor.
Oh,
it was
yes,
a crazy,
yes. Yeah,
crazy point. But that was probably one of the best. Even though I lost maybe all of my points in the Dreambreaker against AL, it was
so
crazy,
fun,
so
good,
fun. Yeah.
So when you're playing doubles together, how was it having to play singles in the finals, and then go and play a doubles final together?
That was tough. That could be a little. Yeah, that was a little tough. But I felt like we learn how to kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you have to put it on your, in your mind. You're not playing against Anna Leigh. You're playing against another player, and you're playing singles. It's 1-on-1. But once singles is over, you put it in the past. It's you move on.
I love when there were questionable line calls. Not that anyone was like making bad line calls, but when it was questionable and they'd look at each other, I always felt like there was a level of like respect that you don't get in certain singles matchups.
Yeah, I remember there was a time I was about to challenge one of her calls, and she was like, "Catherine, just kidding." Like, it was in. I was like, okay, fine. She didn't want to lose a challenge or whatever, but that was funny.
Because you guys are still great friends off the court,
right?
we
still
I know
talk.
You have a great relationship.
So you are cool. Things are good.
Yeah. We, I mean, it's not like how it used to be, because obviously we don't spend as much time on court together. But when we see each other at tournaments, it's like it's back to normal. Like it's, we talk to each other, have little conversations. We text each other for birthdays. So yeah, it's almost back to normal.
Do you think there's a potential to play again together?
We never know, I guess.
Would you be down? Like, you're like insta yes?
I think I would have probably to think about it a little bit and have a conversation with them. But I would be open to hear from their view, I guess.
One thing I want to touch on right now, because I have both of you guys here, is obviously you've formed this amazing coach-student relationship as well. You're always in her corner. You guys have a team you've built, and I think we talked about that the other day, how especially when you're playing singles, right? You feel like you're out there alone, and it can be really, really hard. But for you've built this team, and a lot of that is Athena being someone to talk to on timeouts, brainstorm outside of pickleball, right? When you're watching film and stuff like that. How does that work, being married, but also having to deal with that coach-student or coach-player relationship?
It's something we're learning, honestly, still as of right now, as of today. It is challenging. I feel like Athena has a lot of different hats. She wants to make sure I'm properly filled during the day, on food, water, just that kind of stuff. Obviously, she's my wife. She's also helping me on the sideline. So she has to deal with a lot. So sometimes it gets a little tricky. But, I'm very fortunate to have her on the sideline. I don't know how other players do without having, a significant other with them, or, traveling without their significant other or their family, or without a coach.
Or
It's
system,
so hard. So I'm very fortunate to have her on the sideline with me, even though we go through some ups and downs, but for the most part, it's ups. But, like when I think about players that have families, that's hard. Like, you're always on the road. And, I just keep thinking, like, I don't know what I would do without Athena. Like, it's so huge. It's a big part of my success, because I can only kind of focus on the little pickleball and play and just do what I love, compete. And Athena loves to do all the other stuff. Of course, when I'm nice to her on the sideline, but I think she's great at what she does. So yeah, it's something we're still learning how to navigate through the multiple hats, but I feel like it's working pretty well.
Athena, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it's, there's some hard times and there's some good times. And, I think you just kind of like ride the wave, like overall, if you look at Catherine's career and like what we've built, obviously we've done a pretty good job.
Phenomenal, yeah.
But, it's sometimes like you have tunnel vision, and maybe if there's like one really bad tournament, you're like, this is not working, like we can't do this. But you kind of got to look at it like
taking a step back. It's so important.
Exactly.
I think in life business to just to like appreciate where you came from and how much you've grown.
Yeah, and like I even try to tell Catherine this, because again, she sometimes will have kind of like that tunnel vision, and it's weird because like in pickleball, there's kind of this idea of like recency bias. It's like a huge issue.
For sure.
Sports in general, with pickleball for sure.
Yeah, it's like, everybody's, favorite line is one person has a bad tournament, it's like they're done.
Yeah.
And it's just like not true. Like if you look at tennis, like how many players win a Grand Slam and then go and lose in the third round of the next 3 tournaments? Like it literally happens all the time. Like I'm sure if you follow tennis, Roscoe, like it literally happens all the time.
Yeah.
But like taking a step back and looking at the body of work kind of gives you a better perspective. And I'm just like, Catherine, like literally look at the life we've had and what we built.
Yeah.
And like, you got to be happy with it. How can you not?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, we're so lucky, like fortunate to do this for a living. It's crazy.
It's insane.
I'm saying it now, but I'm sure I forget it. The time I step on the court and I'm like, oh, I got to win this. But it's like, it's not the end of the world. It's at the end of the day, like I'm playing pickleball for a living. How awesome is that?
And I would say that like y'all have been such a huge part of the foundation of the sport and really woven into the fabric of the growth of the sport. And like so many of my best memories have been like watching you play and seeing you there supporting. And I just think it's really special, y'all's relationship and your ability to navigate the career, the ups and downs.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Last question I want to ask here. If you weren't doing pickleball, let's say you stopped playing pickleball right now. I know you're a very competitive person. I guess both of you guys, what would you be doing?
I would love to take care of pets, like dogs and cats. Be a vet. That was always my dream job, which has nothing to do with sports. But I'm sure I would have.
is like very into animals.
Really? Yeah.
During the 4 or 5 hours that she had off, because she had like a crazy
gosh.
like 6-week straight tournament, and then like she had to take like 3 or 4 days off because you're like, Catherine, like your body's run down, you need to take days off. And she was like, well, I have nothing to do. So she's on Rover, like trying to see if she can like work for Rover. I'm like, oh,
Like
could you imagine like Catherine shows up at your house to like watch your dog? I'm like,
She's like, is this dangerous? Like, what if you show up and you don't know those people? I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a good point.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
so funny.
What would you be doing?
So I actually studied psychology undergrad, and I got a master's in sports management, which I think is kind of funny considering what I do.
Yeah.
But I think if I wasn't... Are we assuming that like we're not involved in pickleball at all?
Let's say we stop pickleball right now.
Oh, but pickleball exists.
Yeah.
And I'll
so
throw something
I would
out there.
be-
We once it was on a podcast. We asked whoever the guest was.
Leia, right?
It was Leia. Like, what would these people be doing if they were in pickleball? And you were a cop.
Oh, nice. A cop.
I saw that. I
I don't know
remember.
if I would like being a cop, being in dangerous situations all the time. No, I really enjoy kind of like managing athletes. Like I see myself like maybe like an agent or somebody that kind of like I don't know. What I'm passionate about, Catherine's passionate about competing. I'm really passionate about helping people. So like, I just think there are so many athletes who maybe are like, there are just things that they don't know, like things like finances. Like, you know, like an athlete's career is like only a certain amount of time. So, you know, if you make a lot of money for a short amount of time, don't spend it all. Like, how many athletes end up in bad situations because they spend too much money early? Or like in pickleball,
what if you like paired up with this, you know, like this company that had a lot of reach, and together there was like an agency and you manage the players and they like help with the marketing? I don't know. It's just a crazy idea, you know?
It could.
Yeah.
It could.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what I would see myself doing. Either working with like athletes or like helping people with the things that I've learned kind of throughout my journey, I guess.
I think you have done an amazing job doing that for Catherine. I think both of you guys have built this amazing team. It's really admirable what you've done, Catherine.
Thank you.
Over 140 medals is like
insane.
Yeah, it doesn't even. I don't even think it's like feasible these days. I guess like Andre says, never say never.
Yeah.
But thanks so much for coming on, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate having you here. And again, congrats on all the success.
Thank you. That was
Thank
fun,
you
guys.
for having
Thanks,
us. We'll do it again next year.
Let's do it.